Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. Today we're going to be looking at a piece by the artist Linnea, also known as Feefal. She's a very popular digital artist working primarily in the medium of virtual paint. And I say, at this point, it feels like she can really be called a career artist just because of how big of a following she's accrued and just how much influence she has with the digital art scene. So I would call her a career digital artist at this point, and just some amazing work coming from this artist. So in this piece, we're going to be talking a little bit about center emphasis. We're going to talk about the influence of internet culture, mainly through the Vaporwave art movement. We're going to talk about kind of this cosmic color palette. We're going to talk about the intersection of science fiction and fantasy, and then we're also going to compare it to one of the previous works that we've also showcased from her as well. So let's jump right into it. So whenever you first see this piece, you're met with this full body scene, and of course you see her suspended in what appears to be the dark night of space here. And we see an emphasis through two main things here. Of course, emphasis through placement in the center region, and then also an emphasis through this brilliant light on dark contrast here. And we see that the scene is kind of split into three main sections. You have 1, 2, and 3 there. And these almost feel like portals or black holes moving into space there. And as I said before, she commands that center region of the spatial composition, and it really draws your attention to it with absolute ease. And you see just this stunning color palette here that's really hard to miss. What you'll see here, like we said, it's split into about three main regions there. And right here, we see what we would call influences of the Vaporwave art movement. And Vaporwave it's both an artistic movement as well as a music style as well. And both of those really kind of work off the early stages of the internet. Whenever I take a look at this in specificity, we see kind of like that grid, almost line graph type of aesthetic there. And that reminds me personally of kind of the early 3D modeling programs of the early internet. And what we see there is, say you open a 3D modeling program and you're first met with kind of this blank slate to really create whatever you'd like. So that's the main influence that I see from Vaporwave there. And of course, you see the complete permeation of internet culture pretty much everywhere nowadays. And in this work, you see this form here. She appears to be hovering. There's this sense of like weightlessness here. Of course, you see that echoed even her hair follows suit in that, as it appears to be flowing upwards, and there's this sense of weightlessness within the piece. That really connects to that overall cosmic theme and that theme in space, and it's definitely a fantasy / sci-fi type of influence there as well. So I think that's important to note whenever we're taking a look at this piece. And in the realm of color, we see just these brilliant purple, blue type of tones here. Her skin color is kind of this greenish blue type of color, but that does not distract from just such a vibrant and intense color of that purple or that magenta and then that deep blue as well. And so in this work, that color, to me, it's two of my favorite colors, to be completely honest. It really reminds of kind of like a cosmic or galaxy type of backing there, and just some brilliant colors. And of course, you see that reflected, say, even that neutral backing of that midnight black really allows the emphasis of the form. And you see kind of some dots of stars scattered through there as well. And so we see that there, that of course reinforces the cosmic theme alongside this magentic blue color. You also see some stars here in the descending region of the spatial composition, and even in this portal up here, you see a massive flurry or cluster of stars scattered throughout there as well. So a lot going on within this work, and I see mainly fantasy influences, but of course we can't ignore the clear sci-fi influence since she is in the middle of space as well. And so it's hard to say exactly what's going on here. I lean more towards kind of like a black hole type of portal type of theme here. And whenever I say that, we have, like I said, we're split into three main regions here. And it appears that at the very top, she is kind of just her normal self. In the middle, we have this X-ray type of effect. And then she moves into that vaporwave kind of portal or vaporwave realm there. And then at the end, you see this kind of cosmic form there. So there's almost three stages, and it feels like it implies a transition or even transcension or an act of rebirth, as you see just these different states of being moving across the digital canvas here before us. So just some incredible scenes coming from this artist, and one can't ignore this sense of magic within the work here. And that magic, I think, primarily comes from from the depiction of stars in space here. So that really combines with that color palette to give us such an incredible, fantasy science fiction visual experience. And I really, really love this piece here before us. I also, I see some themes of the divine or themes of the transcendent here. Of course, she is in space, so that is a realm that's higher than just our normal day-to-day state of being on the ground. And that may imply that the subject is in the midst of in something greater happening, whether she's transcending to somewhere or whether she is kind of moving through these portals into a new realm. It's hard to say for sure, but I'm really curious what you guys see whenever you view this piece. I lean towards that transcendent theme or the divine themes, but I'm really curious what you guys see whenever you look at this piece. So how do you feel whenever you see this work, and what do you see here, and what do you think is, going on within the work before us here? I'm pretty curious to see what you guys have to say. And so finally, I also wanted to refer back to the first piece that we showcased from Feefal and see what we can connect and see if we can see some of her stylistic profile there. So let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so here we are comparing two of her works. On the left, you'll see the piece is the first one that we ever showcased from her. Definitely some themes of the seraph or the angel, and definitely that halo divine themes as well. And then here on the right is, of course, our piece showcased today. And whenever we're taking a look at these pieces, you can't help but feel that sense of magic or that sense of divinity in both of the works here. Here on the left, of course, you have those much more literal themes of the divine with, say, the halo or the nimbus there. And then in this piece, you have some themes of the divine, whether it's that cosmic form and those portals there. And those all really combine to give a really magical sense of experience there. And I think that those can both be connected whenever we're comparing both of these here. So, like I said, she is a digital painter, so she works primarily with painting on a screen. So you can see that here, you have the individual brush strokes whenever we're looking a little bit deeper there, individual brush strokes across the canvas. So you can see kind of that digital painting type of aesthetic there. And then in this piece as well, you can see those individual brush strokes whenever you look a lot closer there. So just some incredible works coming from this artist, and you see that she is clearly a master of the digital paint medium, and she has a lot of passion for that. And there's no wonder why she's such a popular and influential digital artist. Just some amazing scenes coming from this artist. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. In this piece, we talked primarily about the intersection of science fiction and fantasy. We talked a little bit about center emphasis, talked about that cosmic color backing, and then we also connected it to one of her previous works as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys like Feefal's art. Like I said, she's a really popular artist. Go give her some support. Go check out some of her art. She has a ton of different scenes, whether it's fantasy, science fiction, everything in between. She's really pushing the boundaries. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. My name is Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.